I would go out for a bike ride and then I would get off the bicycle and all of a sudden I would have this sharp pain going down the back of my leg. It almost felt like somebody was sticking a knife into it.
I started having back pain when I was about 19 years old. I broke my left ankle twice and it never healed properly. So the best guess that I ever received was that it was a chain reaction, starting with the ankle, going all the way up to the lower back, and then playing golf for years and years and years.
I remember being a youngster diving off of a diving board and learning later through that compression and having a very narrow spinal column that my discs would bulge and my neck would go out.
You're wearing a gun belt that weighs anywhere from 20 pounds to 24, 25 pounds. And I've been doing this now for about 26 years, so that started taking a toll.
I was 25 years old and I had never had back pain before, and I began to have this achiness, but it was actually on my right side, and I had an appendectomy thinking that would get rid of the pain. I probably saw 30 doctors, and finally someone figured out that it was my back. So the pain that I was experiencing in the front was coming from the back.
I played high school sports. I played 1 year of college football and then 2 years of college rugby. I started getting back spasms. Debilitating type back spasms pretty much take your breath away.
I started getting these pains that wrapped around my hips, and I went to the doctor who had treated me for neck problems, and he said, "Oh, it's your back, and we could give you a shot."
You know, I never had one incident that was I got hit in the boards and all of a sudden my back's broken. I just kind of figured, oh, it was growing pains.
And I'd go run for a couple miles a day, and I'd get to a point when I'd push myself a little too far. That was probably the beginning of feeling a little lower back pain. I was probably in my late 20s. I would get this pain in my lower back, and it shifted between my left or my right.
I had a breast tumor that needed to be removed. I forgot to tell them to put something under my knees because my back had always been somewhat sensitive. And when I woke up, I was terribly, terribly sore. The following day, when I was getting ready for work, I went to throw a tissue away and just made a slight turn to the side, and at that point, I felt something just go.
I was in Maui at the time, and we were coming back from surfing, and it was right around sunset time, and we went around this turn, and this drunk driver came and hit the front part of the car. So I went flying across, hit my back.
My back pain journey really started with a bicycle accident that I had in the early 90s. I sort of went tumbling down about 50 foot of cliff, kind of went airborne, and finally sort of landed at the bottom. And the other two guys were kind of looking down from up above, I think sort of wondering what they were going to tell my wife, because they thought they'd just killed me.
When I got into my mid-30s, I started getting sciatica down my right side from a bulging disc in my low back that was probably caused from the trauma of the car accident. So that's kind of where all my back problems started, was at that point.